I start working with people, the one thing I say to everybody when we start is that you're going to learn the art of doing nothing. And as counterintuitive as that seems, by the time they're finished, they're going, Greg, I really understand what you're saying now. When you first said that to me, I thought, nah, you're losing the plot. To sit here and actually have the transformations that they've had and to do nothing, I just don't get it. And it's really actually through most of Eastern philosophy, a lot of the mystery school teachings, you'll actually hear it a lot. The art of actually doing nothing is the mastery of life itself. Because we are taught these days, especially through our work and our jobs, but even the self-help industry, therapy and all that kind of stuff, we are taught to do a lot of things to get to an outcome. So we are where we are. Our life isn't the way we want it to be. We don't have maybe enough financial independence, the relationships, the job, career, the wealth, whatever it is, right? There's a situation or a problem we label. We collect a lot of data around what's not right with it, what's wrong. And then we take a series of steps to a place sometime in the future that when we get there, somehow that will make us happy or fulfilled or whatever, right? And it's in this place of doing things. And if you understand how humans work, you know that doing things is actually the wrong level of influencing human behavior. Yet most frameworks or therapies or self-help or whatever teach it, which is why most of it fails. And there's a reason why we get caught in this loop, and the illusion of doing something's actually going to try and fix it, is because most of our day, especially in our work, is that you are doing stuff. You're doing tasks to get to an outcome. So, for example, for people who don't know me, my background is in projects, program management within banking and IT. So, I spent 25 years in that space of doing things every day to get to an outcome. And you train very well. Like, no wonder your mind and body and your logic thinks that this is a way to solve a problem, because you have a problem at work, you collect the data, you find the gaps, you do a process improvement, and you do a lot of things to get to an outcome that does deliver a result. So that's the problem you've got, is that day to day, you have a framework that gets you results in a work or job perspective. The problem you've got is that doesn't translate to how humans work. It never will. We are wired very, very differently to how our jobs operate, right? Jobs are very linear. They are built-in tasks to get to an outcome, and they work that way because it's designed that way. Humans don't work like that. Humans are emotional, biological, and let's say identity-driven people, where if you give them a list of things to do, quite often it falls apart. So the art of doing nothing is really mastery of life itself. It's the way you get real transformation. And the people who do master doing nothing actually get it. And they go, oh, okay, Greg, I get it now. I've actually done nothing, but everything's changed. It's like, yeah, you get that now. That's the backdoor to stuff. Everybody else who's doing stuff to get to an outcome, it's amateur at best. And that's why a lot of the stuff actually fails, is because you're trying to influence behavior at the wrong level of the way humans work. And it's peddled, a lot through, especially in the self-help places. You'll do things, right? But, deeper than that, we're obsessed with doing stuff. We're constantly in this rush. We're constantly in this place of, I get up and I've got a list of things to do. So I've got to do work. I've got to do the gym. I've got to do a walk. I've got to do work. You've got to do the washing. Got to do the kids. It's a list of things you've got to do. And the problem with that is it takes you away from you. It takes you away from that inner guidance or that inner place that actually does make transformation. And it is an illusion. Like, it may give you some sense of that you're achieving something or getting somewhere, but you never actually get there. It's never the end game you get to. And that's why people fail so much, but they keep doing it over and over and over again because society is actually trained that way. So you don't actually get to the end or you don't have the transformation you're after because then you'd actually be happy or peaceful. Okay. So the trap of doing something is to keep you there, to continue to do things. It looks, for example, self-help, right? It's a multi-billion dollar industry. If they actually solve something, right, it wouldn't be that. But they keep you doing all this stuff, so they keep peddling this shit to you. So I want you to step back a bit. So if you're in this place right now and you're doing stuff every day and you're exhausted or you're getting nowhere or you're coming against a brick wall, then I'm doing what everyone says. I'm literally um, pulling my hair out, doing so much work to try and get to an outcome and none of it's working. Well, there's things that you can step back from because doing is exhausting. Doing takes you away from any inner guidance. Doing is that once you're at the gym and you're doing the gym and you're thinking about what's the next thing you're going to do, and then the next thing, you're never present. Doing takes you away from presence. Doing takes you away from awareness. Doing keeps you stuck in a rut forever trying to find a solution that you keep trying to do shit for. And when you look at all the masters in the world who have taught any kind of real transformation, that you will see in their teachings that the way through this is to do nothing, because when you understand how you work, you get it. So the way it does work is that every decision you make, every choice you make, every thing you do every single day is driven from a story arc, is driven from an identity, is driven from a hormone, an emotion, a feeling, right? Everything you do is driven from that state. You're just not aware of it. You think you're making conscious decisions or conscious choices. You're not. You never have been. But if you understand where the level of influence is in human behavior in the art of doing nothing, and understand it's in a place of awareness, an awareness of your identity, your story arc, how you perceive the world, how your emotions and feelings are being influenced, right? When you understand that and you have the awareness around it and your identity shifts, the doing takes care of itself. You don't need to do anything. It happens automatically because your identity shifts. And that's the key to it, is it's an internal awareness perspective shift that requires you to do nothing. And then after that, everything changes because the doing is an extension of your identity. So everyone who's wasting time and being exhausted trying to do shit to get to an outcome are literally wasting their time and money with a guru who's teaching them shit. They don't know what they're doing. But if you come across somebody who understands, deep influence, the way that human brains operate and the way that we do make decisions and choices, and you can influence that part of the brain through, your story arc, your identity, your behavior, the way you see the world, the perception, the way you need to be seen by others. If you understand yourself at a deeper level and you can shift that with not by doing something, but you have the awareness around that and your identity shifts, your behavior takes care of itself. The doing is nothing. It just becomes an extension of you. And that's where I say is that when people get it, especially my clients, they get it. It's like, Greg, at the start, I thought you were full of shit. But now I get it. I don't do a thing. I hold all the power in the room and I haven't done anything. All that's happened is I've had awareness about stuff. I've seen a different perspective of life. I've seen why things are happening around me. I've seen different aspects of, the way nature of my reality works. And I've been able to master that and master parts of myself where I haven't had to do shit, and everything changes. And that's the beauty with this work, right? It's a, it's, let's say, it's a position that's very powerful. It's a position that very few people, I suppose, teach. And well, some teach it, they've just got no idea how to teach it. But you need to have the awareness around to be able to do it. And understanding that you're wasting your time by doing a lot of crap, once you own that and honor that and see that, and you take a different approach, and you're okay, right, maybe I need to do nothing, which is highly counterintuitive to everything we do, especially in our day-to-day jobs. Once you get that, the whole game changes. You're playing 7D chess against other people who are still playing, you know, checkers, right? Because you have a backdoor on human behavior that very few people have, and you stop forcing stuff. You stop trying. You stop having to do all this shit and exhausting yourself with mindless tasks every single day. I've got to do, and again, like I said, it takes you away from who you are. Doing nothing brings you back inside yourself. It actually creates an internal alignment, whereas doing shit takes you more externally, and you wonder why shit doesn't work. And so many people out there are peddling this crap of goals and tasks and vision boards and fucking knows bullshit that's out there. Most of them have no idea what they're doing. Most of them. Most of them are just copying other people's shit that's out there and peddling us with some great marketing. If anyone's out there telling you to do stuff, they don't know what they're doing. They've got no clue about how humans work at all. They're just yes, they're peddling crap to you. If you want to make real transformation in your life and have a real impact on adjusting your behavior and the outcomes in your life, understand that one of the biggest lessons and the biggest understanding and the biggest back doors you can have into changing your life is the ability to do nothing. And when you master it, everything changes. And for those of you who are watching this and getting it, you're getting it because your identity shifts, your awareness shifts, your intuition kicks in. The whole aspect of that changes, not by doing it, but through awareness. And when that shifts, external reality shifts, behavior shifts, doing shifts, and it just becomes an extension of that new identity, and you haven't done shit. And there's a light bulb. This is a vertical change, not a horizontal change. So you can either play in the playground with everybody else doing crap and making yourself exhausted and not getting any kind of outcome you want because you'll keep doing stuff, or you can do something radical, something that's literally been taught for thousands of years, but nobody actually gets it because they don't have the awareness to be able to teach it properly. Because it takes, to sit down with someone and go, right, you're going to do nothing for the next 12 weeks. I'm banning you from doing anything for 12 weeks. You go, what are you talking about? Like, no, you're banned from doing shit for 12 weeks. We're going to do this. You watch everything change. And that's the great part about it. Once people get it, it's like the excitement comes through. It's like, you should see the people's faces like, this is so cool, Greg. I can't believe no one knows this shit. It's like, yeah, it's fantastic. But that's the point. All right. It's there for, people who do get it. Those who don't, they will sit there doing shit and putting their vision boards up and their goals, and they're going after stuff and whatever they want to do, right? And they'll keep chasing things. They'll keep not being present. They'll keep telling people they're doing great when reality is behind the scenes they're doing terrible. They're just exhausted. There's no exhaustion with this. There's pure awareness. There's pure intuition. And there's a perspective of how human behavior works that very few people get access to. And when you do master the art of doing nothing, people just kind of see you differently. Like they don't know what's changed in you, but you're calmer, you're more present, you walk slower, you talk slower. there's an aura, an essence about you that nobody can manipulate or touch, and it's magic to watch because all of a sudden you've got the keys to the network and the back door, and nobody knows how to get in. It's like your own secret place to get into influencing behavior. So, um, yeah, so doing nothing, it is a powerful um, way to operate in life. And when you do get it, like it's a different game altogether. To get there is a little bit, yeah, it takes some time to undo the doing part because day to day, like I said, in your job, you're doing, 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 doing. But when you do crack it, you can't go back. It's like, oh shit, I didn't realize how bad this was. And you see the trap of the doing. You look back and you kind of go, holy shit, everyone's exhausted. Everyone's trapped. Everyone's in this cycle of, and you can actually see it's like this. Wow, you can actually see the world of doing and what it's doing to people. It's keeping them in a complete loop on purpose with the illusion they're actually doing something to get to a goal, but it's never getting you anywhere. It's a circle that keeps you going round and round and round and round. And that's the point of it. So real transformation comes from doing nothing. Um, and that's the key. And when you do understand that, it's like the light bulb that goes off and the ability to be able to change your life is like, oh, the joy in people's faces. That what I see when they get it, it's like a child in the candy store. It's like, oh, Greg, have a look at this shit. Look what we can do. It's like, yeah, I know. It's great. And that is, it's amazing to see people actually get it because you can't get it intellectually. You get it somatically. You get it when you feel it. It's this heart coherence. And you can see it go off. It's like, a lot of people say they get it intellectually. I get it. It's like, no, you don't. It's a feeling. It's an absolute embodiment of doing nothing. And when people get it, you can't unsee it. It's like, yeah, no, you got it. I can see that. And it's a different way to live life. All of a sudden you stop rushing around. You just stop. And life is very, very different. So doing nothing is the key. Key to basically everything. And if that's something that you can master, it's a very different life for you. Very different in every aspect. Like the ability to be able to manipulate reality becomes very easy to do in that space because you're working at a completely different level to everybody else, and it's quite fun as well too. So do nothing, try it out.